welcome to the Bear Den. Today we're talking about the procedure I had today and how it went. I had a radio frequency nerve ablation on my back. Prior to having the procedure, I had to take a Valium 10 and a hydrocodone 10. So I was a little loopy earlier in the day, needless to say. So I didn't come on. The wait time was the longest. They want you to arrive 10 minutes before your appointment time, and I ended up not going back until about a half hour after my appointment time, which is kind of annoying. It was really quick. It only took about 15-20 minutes. What they do is they have an x-ray and they which guides the needle to the nerve. They put a ground on your opposite leg of what you're having done. I can only have one done at a time because my insurance is stupid. So they did the worst side first, um and so after they put the ground on your leg, they take an x-ray, they put the needle in, and or the probe, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what they put in. I didn't watch because it had a screen in front of me that you could see and you could watch the needle go in your nerve and stuff. It was kind of cool. But so I feel pretty good. I'm still a little woo from the medicine. I took a nap, but afterwards I walked out under my own free will. I use a cane sometimes, and I did take my cane with me and use it. I was a little dizzy after I had it done, but sometimes, because I was laying face down, and sometimes when I lay face down and then I stand up, I get dizzy anyway. So, um, I was able to, after I sat in a chair for a few minutes, I was able to walk out by myself. Definitely had, or I had my mom drive me home because there was no way I was driving after that. That and I don't have a car anyways, so at the moment, um, but that's a whole other story for another day. Um, so on the ride home, I don't really remember much. I got to my chair and I took a nap. And when I woke up from my nap, I actually felt better. I still I feel pretty good. I have ret, no, that's not the right word. I have neuropathy and sciatica. And so from having this procedure done, I can tell it did something because I feel different. And I don't feel what I call the fire leg. That's the sciatica. I don't feel the fire leg as much, and I've felt it. I definitely feel the injection site. It's swollen up kind of like a goose egg. Um, Big bruise, basically. But I was sitting on an ice pack, and that helped a little. I took some more naproxen, basically, to kind of help the swelling go down. Not naproxen, ibuprofen. I'm sorry, I got confused. Um, but I think everything went really well. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to walk more and stand longer. And I think once I can do that, that'll sort of help everything else that's gone wrong. um, I've kind of been struggling with my health for, I would say, the better part of 3 years, maybe even a little longer. Um, it kind of comes and goes. And so, but I definitely have chronic pain. And so it makes it hard to do your day to day tasks, work, your housewife chores, laundry, dishes, that kind of thing, vacuuming. All of that's really hard. And my husband has to do the lion's share of that. I do what I can when I can do it. Um, I'm not usually one to just sit around and not do anything. Um, but sometimes it sucks. Like today, I just kind of feel crappy and it's rainy outside, or well, it was rainy earlier today, and it's the rain feels different on my body than the snow does. When it snows outside, it doesn't really affect me as much as the rain does. The rain, I don't know if it just makes the air heavier or what, but the rain definitely makes the arthritis feel a lot worse. And I can definitely feel my arthritis spots when the rain is going. But we do what we can on whatever day we can do it, and we try our best to live around our maladies because everybody has something that makes life hard, and everybody does their best to live around it, I think. And so I appreciate everybody that sent their thoughts and well wishes for today. It went well, and um, I appreciate everybody that took time out of their day to think of me today or send me a message or call or what have you. And it meant a lot. Oftentimes, in the times of struggle and the times of not feeling the healthiest, you don't reach out to people because you don't want to be a burden, and you get tired of hearing yourself say, I don't feel good or it hurts. And so a lot of times I don't share the struggle of it all as much as I probably should because, you never want to feel like you're a burden to anybody. And, especially this last couple years, I feel not myself. And I've had to have a lot of people help me more than they ever have. It went pretty good, Maria. Hi, good to see you. Um, I feel good. I'm still a little medicine woozy, but I feel pretty good. Um, it's definitely made a difference, and I'm able to move a little better. So I think it was a good thing I did it. Um, I definitely feel pain at the injection site, though. I've been sitting on an ice pack, but I feel good. I think it was a good thing to do. Um, I definitely am glad I did it. Yep, it it wasn't a terribly difficult procedure to go through, but it definitely there were uncomfortable moments where they kind of had to zap you, and if you could feel where it was zapping, then they were in the right spot. So there were a few uncomfortable moments with like a lot of the fiery zappy pain, and then like just the pressure of the needle probe, whatever it was going in. So there were uncomfortable moments for sure. I see why they gave me medicine beforehand, and I was glad I did take it. Oh yeah. Well, thank you for doing that. They say it helps for about 6 months to a year, um, maybe longer. It just depends on your body. And so, um, even if it is only 6 months, like when you're in pain every day, that 6 months feels like forever, like it's a good thing. So, thank you. I appreciate that. Before you had come in, I was just thanking everybody who took a minute out of their day to think of me or say a prayer or um, call, write, all that jazz. So I'm glad I am in a better place. Definitely the medicine was strong and I took a whole nap when I got home. I got to my chair. I'm lucky that my parents are close by and they're able to help still. They're still in good shape themselves. And so my dad kind of had to help me in to the house and get me to the chair. I was pretty dizzy. I could walk, but I was just really dizzy. So I'm glad I went through it. Glad we got it taken care of, and I hope this is the last thing I have to mess with in my back for a while. Because now, with my back getting situated, we can figure out if I need to do something with my knee, or if my knee was referred pain for my back, or what what we need to do next. So it's definitely a good step in the right direction. Definitely going through the process. But I'm looking forward to being able to just do my normal activities. I have cartilage loss and arthritis, and I'm bone on bone with my knee. No problem about asking. I'm happy to explain anything I can because oftentimes sometimes people are going through things that are similar, and so I don't mind answering most things. Yeah, I do have quite a bit of chronic pain. Um, I had my back is arthritic, and I have it's a really long word. I can't pronounce it. It's spondylolisthesis, I think, and spinal stenosis. So, like, my spine's getting pinched in the narrowing of my vertebrae, and part of my bottom two vertebrae are one behind the other. So I was getting a lot of pain in my hips and my knees, my hip and my knee on my right side. And that's kind of how my back problem presented, was I was having pain in other spots. And eventually they figured out it was my back and not as much my hip and my knee. So hopefully we're on the road to somewhat recovery. I mean, I'm probably not going to be running marathons any day soon, but I'd like to at least get back to my womanly chores, my housework, and I call it my womanly chores because I don't work right now, but I'd like to be able to do at least that much in my day. And, maybe as things get better, I can get back to work, or I definitely want to eventually do something for work because I am absolutely bored out of my skull. That's why I started to do YouTube, is just because I needed to do something. And I watch so much YouTube throughout the day that when nobody's on, I get bored. Yeah, um, I have always worked up until these last 2 years. the last job, I always worked in retail, fast food, or mental health. So I've had a lot of jobs that really like wreck your body and wreck your mind. My last job did both. So I worked in a short term mental health crisis respite. And so um, it was basically like a hotel for mentally ill people, and they wanted you to basically counsel them and do clinician work without giving you pay and support. And so you would do a lot of cleaning and a lot of interacting with people, and it was basically like two jobs in one, and it just wrecked me. My last job really did. And so I haven't worked since 2023, which I've always had a job. So for me to not have a job is just, it sucks. But equally, working is a lot. Me not having a job has really stressed the finances in my house. And I'm in the process of applying for disability if I can get it. And that's a whole mess in and of itself. Um, Especially like for these last couple years, I've not had any income whatsoever. So even if I get just a little bit of back pay, and then even if I get it just for a little while until I can get healthier, yeah, I definitely. Oh, I'm about 2 years in now. I've been denied twice. And so now we have the actual hearing part of it. And I've had a lot more done to my back since I started. And it's just really frustrating because I've paid into the system since I was 18 years old. So it's like, okay, I really need help now. And, you know, you just, you can't get it. And it gets to a point where you're like, should I try to go back to work even though I know I can't physically do very much of anything? Um, but the office jobs that they tell you can work in the area I live in, I don't live in a very big city or anything. So the office jobs just don't exist like they say they do. And I don't have equipment like a computer or anything to work from home. I just have my phone. So I'll get squared away soon, I hope, and we'll get things back to normal. It really does. I wish I'd never had to go through it, but you get to a point where you have no other options, and it's just like I gotta do something because I just can't work. And what they keep telling me is I have a college degree and I have management experience. So why they keep denying me is they say I can learn something different. Well, that's beautiful and fantastic. And I have no doubt I could learn something different. But it's just, where am I going to find a job that's going to let me take off when I'm in the middle of a pain flare? Or where am I going to find a job that's going to let me have breaks whenever I need it? Like, that type of job just doesn't exist. And so, what do you do? But, and then if you're able to work, then they're like, well, you don't need the disability. So it's ridiculous. And I feel for your mom too. I know what it's like to go through that process and have all that paperwork and all those doctor visits, and this person drops this ball on the paperwork, and it's just awful. I ended up having to get a lawyer, and she said that it's worth it to pursue in my case. Um, so I continued with that, and I wasn't going, but it's helped a lot to have the lawyer go through things. But that's not an option everybody has in their area or in their circumstance. One of my aunts had gone through the process, and it took her probably about 3 years too. So I'm expecting it to take at least that long, if not longer. But hopefully things get better. I'm sure they will. It just takes time, like everything does. I definitely am looking forward to being out and about more as I get better. And with the weather starting to get better, my body usually does better in the spring and the summer. I don't have a lot of the pain issues I do when it's cold. Rain does me in though. Sometimes in rainy season, I have a hard time too. Eventually, one day, I probably should move to a warmer climate, but it's a little out of the cards right this minute. And my whole family's here anyway in Western New York. So I've moved away and lived other places. I lived in North Carolina for about 10 years. I lived in Richmond, Virginia for about 6 months. So I've moved other places at sometimes, and the climate is better down there. But it was hard to be away from everybody for so long. And, you're a 10-hour car ride or a plane ride away, and Marys don't fly so very much. Flying is not something we do here at the Bear Den. Um, Maybe someday I'll try it again. But I just flew around the airport one time in a little Cessna, and I did not like it. And so I don't know. I would definitely rather drive anywhere, anytime. I would rather take the 3 day car ride than the 30-minute plane ride or hour plane ride, whatever it is. And now they're doing a thing where you need to have basically a passport to fly in the United States to anywhere else, or a real ID. I like boats too. I haven't traveled very far by boat, but um, I live near a lake in New York. I live close to Lake Erie, but there's another lake between Lake Erie and my house, and it's about a 26-mile long lake, and I've been all around it in a boat, and I like boats. I've never done a cruise though. That was always something I thought about doing at one point in my life on my bucket list is a cruise, a short one maybe. But yeah, I'm not a flyer. I agree. Being close to family is important, and especially if you're not in great health. you kind of need a little more support than the average bird. Okay, Miss Maria, you have a good day. Don't you work too hard. Tomorrow, take the day off. Tell them your friend's sick if you need to. Thank you, dear lady. You have a good day. Yep, we will be here probably tomorrow. We're going to do more crafty things. Yep, that is the plan for tomorrow. The air dry clay things that we made yesterday, they were mostly dry yesterday, but not quite dry enough to paint. So when I checked them yesterday, I flipped them over to the other side, and I haven't been in the Bear Den craft room today. We did it with today being procedure day and all. Um, Still a little too unsteady to be much of any place but the chair today. So we're just going to sit in the chair and chat with whoever walks in, or we're just going to ramble on like a monkey in a tree. We can do that too. I am starting to feel a little warm now, like sweaty. Ew. That's another thing we can't do till tomorrow is we can't take a bath or submerge ourselves in water. How unfortunate, the hot tub's in the shop. I'm just kidding. I don't have a hot tub. I wish I did. They have these portable ones for about $500 now. I thought that was really cool. Whew. I'd have to reread the lease and see if they're allowed on the lot or not. They have a lot of dumb rules for this trailer park, but that's okay. In any case, I just wanted to jump on here for a bit and wish you all a good evening and see how everyone was and let you know how I am and all of that. Let you know what's coming for tomorrow. I can't believe tomorrow's already Friday. Where's the week gone? But that is where we are at for today. And you never know what the week will bring, but I'd like to have that bee wreath finished by tomorrow. I had some touch-up spots I have to do. So that'll make us 4 wreaths we have ready for the show. 4 of the most recent ones. I'm probably going back through my stash and touching up other ones. I'm hoping the very first wreath I made ever sells because that's my favorite one. I don't know if we're doing jewelry at this particular craft show or just wreaths. My mom and I are going to do this craft show together, and so she's kind of making the arrangements, and I'm kind of making the product. And my mom does the finishing, like the cardboard backing of like the wreaths and stuff. My mom's a lot more precise and she has a lot more accuracy with that kind of thing. So she does the cardboard backing to the wreaths, and she lets me know if she thinks anything needs to be different on the wreaths, like where extra flowers need to go or anything like that. So we kind of worked together on that. And um, so that is about where we are at for today. Trained broadcast professional, getting a notification during a live stream. I'm doing great. But so we're going to be still working on that. I think I'm going to take my empty tote and put some of my wreaths in there as the finished product. And I might keep that at my mom's house. Hola, MLG, how are things? I just saw your notification because I forgot to put Do Not Disturb on. I will look at the Facebook notification in just a spell. Oh, I am toasty warm. Well, I assumed it was something horrific. Am I going to vomit this time, or could we spare the vomiting? Well, dear friends, I'm going to end my live now. I will I will be in touch with some of you via video call following the Facebook reveal. Otherwise, the rest of yous I will see tomorrow for more crafting in the Bear Den craft room. Anyways, we at the Bear Den wish you a good evening and we will be in touch. Love you all. Bye.